Stephen King, author of Carrie, said, Evil Dead is the most ferociously original horror film of the year. If you think he's kidding, see for yourself. Evil Dead. They got up on the wrong side of the grave. Evil Dead from New Line Cinema.
Starts tomorrow at these theaters. Check newspapers for times.
The blackest eyes. The devil's eyes.
You will suffer an eternity for this.
Well, everybody, welcome to 0 Point Reviews, where we're going to show you something a little bit different this time with The Evil Dead from 1981, directed by Sam Raimi and starring Bruce Campbell and a interesting, fun little cast that does not appear in any of the proper sequels until you play the video game. That being said, you know, we've done this a couple times. We want to do this again. We're doing Ash versus Evil Dead. We're doing Evil Dead month. It's October. It's Halloween. We're going to have some good old fun times here tonight. And as always, got Kevin with us. And we got a special guest in Scooby Pup. Thank you for joining us, Scooby Pup. We understand you are a big fan of Evil Dead. You want to kick us off and let us know what some of your earliest memories are of the Evil Dead, or anything you know for us, your earliest memories on that.
My earliest memory was my dad sitting me down the day before Halloween saying, "You're going to love this."
Oh, no.
How old were you?
I was like about 6, maybe.
Good times.
Good dad.
And he's like, "You're going to love this." And that was my introduction to Evil Dead. Of course, every joke that was going in there was flying right over my head. I mean, look, I'm 6 years old. I don't understand any of the shits on the screen other than this person is scary. Keep them away.
Yeah.
Oh, man, the horror. My dad did that with me with Phantasm Part 2, actually. And before that, it was a babysitter when I was younger, and it was Swamp Thing and one of the Nightmare movies. After that, I was like, I don't like horror movies until I saw Phantasm 2 with my dad. And after that, it was off to the races.
I liked horror films for a kid. A lot of my friends thought I was weird. I loved horror films. Even if some of them ended up giving me nightmares, I still liked watching them. I found them entertaining. The only one I did not like, I was 9 years old. My mom comes from a group of 7 kids, okay? She is the second oldest of 7. She has an older sister, and the rest are boys.
Oh, wow.
So I have a lot of uncles. And they all lived with just a couple of, they all lived on the East Coast. And one day, they all happened to be there celebrating my grandmother's birthday. They decided to sit down and watch a movie. What's the movie they watch? Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Hey!
They watched it with me. At this point in time, I got no problem with clowns. When I was done with that movie, I hated clowns. I'm scared shitless of clowns.
I found out on the stream I was with you with recently.
And Kev, why do you have a picture of my brother's ex-girlfriend on your screen?
Yeah,
Linda?
Kev.
Oh, man. Everybody loved Linda.
Ironically, my dad's girlfriend is named Linda.
Oh, wow. Big bug eyes.
Something eyes. Holy shit. Linda is one of the most terrifying parts of this movie. And like
her
makeup,
stupid ass laugh, you know.
Yeah. It's like, all right, stop.
I see her and I think of Austin Powers. Why won't you die?
Kind of.
with everything that was done to that bitch.
That's funny.
Oh man, that's good stuff. So, Kevin, just to remind everybody, what was your first experience with Evil Dead?
I don't think I saw The Evil Dead until I was in my 20s, maybe, when it first came out on DVD. It was the last one that I saw. I had already seen Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness long before. And the first time I saw it, I didn't know what to expect. It's certainly not a bad picture by any means, but it's not Evil Dead 2, and it's most certainly not Army of Darkness. It's very unique. Yeah, it's a very unique film in the franchise, even unto the TV show and the video game. Like, it's a very singular film. They don't really make movies like this. And there's a reason for it. Like, it would fuck up too many people. Like, it's a neat movie. And it was lightning in a bottle. And for as cheap as it was, for not having a budget of any kind, they legitimately made a scary fucking movie. With goofy ass fucking makeup on Linda, they made a scary fucking movie.
Well, they traded it seriously and with respect.
Yes. Yes, they did. There was no tongue-in-cheek jokes, nothing like that. Everything was to the point, methodical, and cruel. And they really knew what they were doing. Even at that young age, they knew how to make something terrifying.
Yeah, they did. Like the whole crew was like all friends with each other and basically family to an extent. And then we got to see the Delta for like decades upon decades upon decades.
The classic.
As Bruce alluded to, it's probably because he thought Sam lost his virginity in that car. That's why it's in almost every single one of his movies.
That's harsh. That's fucked up, but that's harsh.
But could be true.
Could
Sam,
be.
Only you could tell us the truth about that one, brother.
Right?
You never know. Only he knows the truth. And there's Tony. Shout out from my boy Tony.
What's up, Tony? Good to see you, brother. And we'll be seeing you in a few weeks with Ash vs. Evil Dead Season 3.
Yes.
That's our Halloween stream, everybody. So, yeah, you might want to stay tuned for that.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm thinking, now that I'm monetized, I'm thinking maybe I should try to do something for Halloween. Griff.
Hell yeah, why not? Everybody else is.
other than trying to like make all my streams Halloween related and Halloween topical, I'm thinking, maybe should I on Halloween night actually just appear with my head on wearing a cat ears or something. I don't know. I'm at a stump. I need to do some sort of member stream. I know that.
Yeah, we try to remember to do member streams whenever at all possible. Sometimes we miss a month because it's like, oh crap, I think we forgot about doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get stuff. I gotta get ideas for Christmas time.
Young streamers over here. Oh god.
But yeah, Evil Dead, I gotta say, one of, if not Sam Raimi's best work, in my opinion.
He's a very good director. He's done a lot of very good films, to your point. I'd say like the Evil Dead franchise in general for him is really good, but he has done quite a few of excellent movies like Darkman because he couldn't get the rights to The Shadow, which he currently owns the rights to The Shadow, but for some reason he's not doing that because of public domain issues that might be coming up in the next year or two. And I ain't gonna lie, I liked his baseball movie, For Love of the Game, with Kevin Costner, and everybody just looks at me like, wait, he did a baseball movie? Yes, he did a baseball movie, and he also did the movie The Gift with Katie Holmes.
That movie's rad.
That movie was pretty dope too.
He did do pretty good with the Spider-Man movies.
Oh yes, until the third one when the studio forced a whole lot of bullshit on him.
Well, that was now in all due respect, that wasn't just the studio. That was mostly the fans' fault. The fans were screaming for Venom. The studio had in mind one enemy, but the fans were screaming, no, we want Venom. We don't want such and such. So they threw in Venom again last minute. So that was really the fans' fault. Raimi was just kind of blindsided in that one.
Well, he had been saying for like years before that, like, I'm not a fan of Venom. I don't see Venom in this universe. And he was setting up Sandman and the Lizard is what he was setting up. And it's like, oh man, the combination of the fans and the studio is like, Venom is like a 2-movie series for Spider-Man. And okay, I'm shoehorning that in like 35 minutes of this 2-hour movie. Great.
Well, not only that, is Venom has such a huge story to him. I mean, he has such a, there's Venom, Carnage, Anti-Venom, and then, the son of Carnage. And then you have Shriek. And there's just so many, he's got a huge lore. Venom is one of those people that could be fleshed out in a mini series, but in an also very, very, very well done trilogy. And the trilogy that we have for Venom is not exactly the world's greatest. They do it a lot better, then it could be done very well.
Fine.
I like the buddy aspect of the movie.
Yeah.
I liked that part, and the action's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the banter between Venom and Eddie it destroys me inside. It kills me.
Yes, it does. Especially the fact that Venom states it quite obvious that he likes tater tots and chocolate.
Yes. Needs those to survive more so than Sonny and Cher because they are best friends.
Yeah. Sonny and Cher.
That killed me inside. Can't eat the chickens because they're friends.
Well, they're friendly, Kevin. And a little quick review on my experience with the very first Evil Dead is I watched the movies basically in reverse. Army of Darkness, Evil Dead 2, and then Evil Dead 1. Thank you, Anchor Bay, for putting out DVDs and back in the good old days, and that's how I watched it. But I saw Army of Darkness in theaters, and I'm like, this is pretty cool. Wait, this is supposed to be the third movie? So when we get in a few weeks, we're going to have Leon and Horror with Nads on. They're going to be doing Army of Darkness with us. We'll talk about that a little more in depth because that's way more comedy than horror.
Army of Darkness is my favorite. Out of all three, it is my utterly fucking famous.
It was my intro, so I can't hate that like in any way, and I absolutely love the movie. All three.
The sad thing is, though, is that Army of Darkness, it got changed because of rights, like you said. And because of rights, Ash versus Evil Dead can't use the metal hand and stuff like that because of copyright issues and whatnot. Which really sucks because Army of Darkness really had the best there was to offer, especially out of the comedy. And because of Ash versus Evil Dead, we really don't get to see any of that because of the copywriting. And it's just, copywriting sucks ass. And it really sucks that the first two Evil Dead movies I loved. They set up Army of Darkness perfectly.
Yeah.
And they each have their own little charm to it.
Yep.
Especially with Evil Dead 2 when you guys get to it, I'll be sure to get there with you, hopefully. And but with the end of this first one, it sets up the second one perfectly. Each one set up the sequel perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
And each sequel picks up where the other left off. And I mean, like, left off right on the dot. Like last time on this, but just only doesn't have the words last time. No, it picks up right where it left off, which was another thing that I absolutely adored about the Evil Dead series.
Yeah, it's very much like Friday the 13th in that regard. Like one takes place right after the next one, or the previous one ends.
I'm pretty damn close.
And you get a recap of it that leads right into the new movie.
It's I think another one that does that is I'm just trying to remember what it was. Oh, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Poltergeist does it also. Poltergeist, they pick up where they are moving from the house straight over to their grandmother's house, and they mention back about the first house and everything. Poltergeist 2, and Poltergeist 2 is very much like that.
Yeah, and they're still excavating the old house.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. I'm like, the hell are you talking about? Oh yeah, that's right.
See, we know stuff.
Or not know stuff. That's what we do around here.
Yeah. Pretty much.
You bullshit.
Yes.
Yeah. Fake it till you make it. Just saying.
Yes. Very much so.
You sound just like Stupenzo. Fake it till you make it.
Hey, shout out to Stupenzo. Oh my god. Now, well, this is as good time as any to start getting into the good, the bad, and the judgment. And Kevin, why don't you kick us off with some good things you like about The Evil Dead?
Like I said, this is a very singular film. Horror films are scary, yes. They are designed to make you jump because, you know, kids want to go see a movie that's going to make them excited and get girl lap or whatever the fuck else. This movie didn't necessarily do that. They don't have the jump scares like most movies do. There are jump scares, but they're not designed for a dumb audience. They're designed for an unsuspecting victim, basically, out of an audience. Like, this movie is cruel. It makes you like all the characters, and then it makes you watch them be tormented. It makes you watch them be mutilated. It makes you watch them mutilate each other remorselessly, and then it shows them be taunted about it. So it's a very, very cruel movie. And the special effects, the makeup is so rudimentary that it's almost disturbing. Like I said, you've got Tina up here and then Cheryl down here. Cheryl looks so goofy at first with the makeup, but then they make it almost prosthetic to where she's the hag or the witch, and she is just terrifying looking, absolutely terrifying. And there's no color to her eyes, and her voice is just so sweet in letting you know that she wants to swallow your soul and kill you. And it's just it's a terrifying movie, right? It's a good ass movie.
Yeah. And how about you, Scooby? What are some of the things you like about The Evil Dead?
Oh God, what don't I like?
That's a great answer to start with.
The first and foremost part that I like about Evil Dead is Ash's character, his personality. He's serious, yet at the same time, you can tell that he does a good job at playing serious, but failing so badly at it.
Yes.
And he's also a little bit he's not altogether there half the time. When by not altogether there, I mean like he's paying attention to one thing when he should be paying attention to another. He's easily distracted. But he's a character who, despite some of his flaws, is very easy to fall in love with and laugh at and feel sorry for at the same time. Because he's up here with his girlfriend. He wants to, and his friends, and they want to have a good time. And if anything, that's farthest from the truth. That's the last thing that they are having.
Yeah.
I mean, if this is a good time for you, then there's something wrong with you. Horror, from a horror point of view, it's good for a hokey horror film. If you're looking to be scared by jump scares, this is It'll give you some jump scares, that's for sure.
Classic jump scares.
Oh
That's
yes,
a very
classic.
key point to make out because modern jump scares are way different than they used to be.
Yeah, this will give you some good classic jump scares that we all love and adore. However, this movie also carries with it the charm of the horror movie don'ts. And that is, you know, don't go here, don't go there, don't look in this area, don't like, don't go in the attic, don't go in the basement, don't go here alone, don't go into the dark places. It brings out the list of classic Hollywood. You can watch the movie and be like, ding, light bulb. Okay, you know what? Don't do that. You know something's going to be there. And they do it anyway, something pops out. It's on your bingo list. It's right there. It's right on the bingo card of Hollywood horror. Don't do this. But the comedy lands, the horror lands, and even if it's even if it's a scene where it's not supposed to be funny, it's funny. It's got a great one-liner. It's got great one-liners.
Yeah, the movie's pretty smart and it keeps it consistent. It doesn't go too far into the comedic notes until about the second movie, when it goes way more horror comedy than this one did. What I like about this one is it does treat itself very seriously. And so you get the unintentional humor that you're referencing there. And sometimes it is intentional, but it is very smartly done. And it's an early Sam Raimi. And you get all these fun little camera angles. You get this great dialogue. You got some improv from some of the actors in this one. And so there's a particular charm to this of like, it's a core group independent movie that took on like a life of its own and became I won't say massive franchise, but when people talk about horror, you mention Evil Dead, somebody at least will say, oh, Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi. And that's always going to be at the forefront. So that's always a good thing about the original Evil Dead, even though it can be a bit mean. And it's got a particular scene that they never replicate in any future iteration, especially a little tree-ness, so to speak.
You said
them tree branches. What's that?
I said you said treeness.
Yes, I did.
The tree part, that's hard for a lot of people to watch, and I get that.
Yeah.
And they tried to redo it less graphically in the sequel, and I appreciate that to a point. But then come Fede Alvarez, they're like, nope, we're doing this again. Nope.
Yeah.
You're gonna see the whole thing. You're like, do we need to? Like they make it as uncomfortable as they possibly can for you, and you're just kind of like, ugh.
Well, Fede's sequel, they went full on mean streak in that one.
Yes, they did. There was a whole lot of cruelty in that movie,
like way beyond what was ever in any of these movies beforehand. Hey, let's split a tongue. Hey, let's do this. Let's do that. Let's make an allegory out of drug addiction. Okay, here we go.
But it fits. It really did fit it fit the mythos of the Evil Dead. It fit their level of cruelty. Their delight in torment. Like they truly do take delight in tormenting human souls. Like the further they could push Ash, the happier they are. And it's hysterical. Well, it's hysterical going forward. In this one, like it actually hurts.
Yes.
Afterwards, Ash really gets to a point where he's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to destroy everything.
I mean, They even drive him to the point where he actually has to kill his girlfriend because she gets possessed.
Yes.
But what's funny, what is funny about that part though, is bitch don't die. She just doesn't. It's like us. It's like Austin Powers. Why won't you die? Doesn't matter what he does to her, she doesn't die. Even when she's just ahead. Even when she's just ahead. I'm still alive. How?
And she's just cackling at him. It's
she's just
funny.
It's
that was just pretty fun, for lack of a better term. I mean, nothing's going to beat Linda's scene in Evil Dead 2, but her dismemberment scene was actually kind of fun in this one. And then when you see the dismembered head lying in the straw, you're just kind of like, so cheesy, but so cool. It
still
cool.
works for some reason.
And it's still talking.
Yeah. And it's like community theater almost, in a way, as far as like how advanced their special effects were. But golly, it sold. It sold. If you could just suspend that little bit of disbelief, this works really well.
Yeah, it did. It worked very well. And it worked so well throughout the entire series. And I really wish that the copyright hadn't changed it. In a way, I'm kind of glad it did.
I could respect that.
Because when you think about it, it went to a studio that had the money that could push it further.
And again, that is respectable. But I don't know if they just didn't realize how little that company would actually do for them once they said, okay, let's make movies, or let's make this into the third.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, and how the franchise ends up like going is like there's this weird like little flow chart. Like I think even Bruce talked about it once. Like you go from part 1 up to, and then skip like the first like 15 minutes of part 2, and then boom, you're going, and then skip like the first 5 minutes of like Army of Darkness, and then boom, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
And then with the Evil Dead remake with B.D. Alvarez, like they tried to convince Bruce to do a cameo at the end of him being the one driving the truck that picks up the heroin at the end. So that's a little too bad we didn't get that part.
Yeah. What's funny though is, and it doesn't surprise me, is most of the ad libs that came were done by Bruce. And he was great at doing ad-libbing, much like many other actors are and stuff. He was great at delivering it.
He is like the quintessential showman. Like he gives no bad performances ever. He knows what it takes to win over a crowd, and he does it so very goddamn well.
Even in the worst of movies or shows that he's done.
Bubba Hotep, Briscoe County Jr.
Great shows. Great movie. Great movie and great show.
Yes.
But then he's done Black Friday, where it's like, oh, bro, what are we doing here?
even in some of his worst cameos, like Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, where he did a small cameo.
Yeah.
He's just punching himself over and over and over, and then post scene, it's just him going, "It stopped." It's like, really, dude, that's reaching.
I blame Sam for that one, actually, but that was his idea.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's and yeah, I do blame. Well, I kind of wonder myself, why the hell did they rope Sam into doing Moma? That's like a death certificate right there. But he can be redeemed.
Yeah, I would say so.
Good.
But as far as Evil Dead 1, it also had a good starting scene as well. It started off very well.
Yeah.
But like with most horror films, they start off a little bit slow, and then they start to pick up in the second act.
Oh, this movie does not let up from the word go. Like it starts super interesting, and then it just the pedal to the floor keeps on going and going and going,
Mhm.
and then that third act is like full on. Like, hey, we're going into a wall here, and we're gonna go on style.
Yeah, it's like just like drive right off a cliff.
Or a bridge that's not there anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Which
Dukes of
never gets-
Hazzard. You see the Dukes of Hazzard. The boys get into trouble, and then finally you just see the car jump off. It's like, yeah. Oh boy. Nonstop. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly
Remember
what's
the old
going on.
Duke boys.
Yep. Thelma and Louise going right off the edge for the going straight away, right off the edge, right off a cliff. There you go. Nonstop go.
Yep.
One of the things that I liked about this one was how methodical the Deadites were about picking everybody off.
Yes.
It was an odd crew, so they started off with Cheryl, and Cheryl gets infected. Then she goes after was it Linda, where she stabs Linda in the Achilles tendon.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then Linda goes for God, what's her name? Chrissy? No. I can't remember Scotty's girlfriend's name. But anyway, just the way he picks them all off one by one. And the only time Ash really has an emotional problem is when Scott dies.
Shelly.
Shelly, that was her name. Thank you. And I wanted to be like, no, that was the dumbass from fucking part 3.
Of course you did.
Friday the 13th. Shut up. Anyway, because we all love Shelly. We all love to watch Shelly die. Anyway, but I did like that. I love the method to the madness of this picture. And again, like I said, they worked with what they had. They had a great idea. They had a shoestring budget, and they had a bunch of friends willing to commit, and they just rocked it.
It was around like $350 or something $1,000 for the movie that they made.
Yeah. Yep. It was not very much.
Well, back then, that's still a lot of money, though.
Oh, yes. But they also had to deal with things like getting sick on set because they had to stay in that little ass shitty ass cabin that was infested and had like rat poop and pee and whatever the fuck else everywhere in the house. So they had to clean it. And thank goodness nobody got hantavirus because I don't know if that was a thing back then, but still you sweep up all that excrement, then you're going to end up getting sick, and they eventually did while they were filming.
My God, the joys of local cabins and everything, and figuring out what you need to do otherwise for all that. Hey, guerrilla shooting, let's go.
Yeah, exactly. The let's see, movie released on October 15th, 1981. The budget was $375,000.
75. Okay.
And it made $29.4 million in box office.
Ooh, nice.
Damn, let's go.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. And it released 1981 in Redford Theater and 1983 in the United States. 1983. That was the year I was born.
Huh. But, I don't know. I wish I would have seen this younger.
I do too, actually. It wasn't until like college for me.
Yeah. I mean, I like that I'm able to watch it and appreciate it being older and seeing this for being legitimately good horror film, for being a legitimately disturbing picture. But I don't know that I don't think I would have really appreciated it nearly as much as a kid, having just seen Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness. Like I don't it being so different from its other two, I don't know that I would have liked it as much.
Right.
That's the great thing about horror films is even if you see them as a kid, yeah, they scare you as a kid. But when you get them as an adult, I mean, when you watch them as an adult, they can still scare you. But now that you are an adult and you're wiser to the world around you, you can catch on to the other things that you weren't able to catch on to as a kid that can make the movie even creepier for you. So when I saw this when I was older, I was like, oh, okay, I understand what's going now, and I wish I hadn't seen what I just, ew. You know, that type of thing.
God,
Yeah.
that reminds me of watching The Pit the first time as a kid and being like completely terrified. And as an adult, I'm like, you know, that's not terrifying. It's just creepy as hell. So don't look that one up unless y'all want to see some like real crazy ass movie.
The Pit.
I've never heard it until now.
Just saying it gets wild.
Sorry, I can't hear that word or those two words put together without hearing it in Bane's voice.
Say it, Kevin.
The Pit. You will know the suffering in the pit.
If Kevin doesn't do his Bane voice, he's not happy.
It's true.
But yeah, when I saw this again as an adult, it creeped me out even further. And when it comes to horror films, that's another thing I love about horror films. The more you watch them, it seems like every time you watch them, the more you catch little things that you miss.
Exactly.
Like there are still things, whenever I watch Army of Darkness, there are still some things that I've seen that in Army of Darkness that I've caught on to that I haven't caught on to the previous times. Like the most recent time I watched Army of Darkness, I noticed that one of the women that was enslaved by the skeletons was naked.
Hey.
And I noticed like a whole bunch of different things. And I'm like,
wait, Army had nudity?
Yes, Army had nudity. It had a brief flash of nudity. There was a girl, not a young girl, but it was a grown woman. She must have been in her 20s or whatever. She had a chain around her neck and the skeletons were dragging her in and she was topless. And she was screaming, no, no. But I remember seeing that. Rewatch. But I was seeing that. I was like, huh? Did I just? No. Watched it again. Huh. Huh. Didn't realize that. But it's like it's so brief. You barely notice it unless you're actually paying attention. I guess it was just one of those moments in my life where I was just kind of like bored off of sitting down after getting something to eat and just looking up at the right perfect moment.
All right.
And seeing it at the screen and be like, what? Did I just see what I thought I saw?
The benefits of rewatchability for some of these things, especially like this first one to the second one to the third one to even the TV show. It's like, can't help but like find like new things every time. Like the last time we covered, like, say, Ash versus Evil Dead super quick, I pointed out that the Challenger at the beginning of the very first episode is the one that Ruby ended up stealing and ended up owning the car after that. Therefore, pointing out that Ruby was there the entire time. And I remember all the guys were like, wait, what? I'm like, yeah, go back, rewatch it. I never caught that before. And you could get that with like any of these entries into the Evil Dead franchise, even the reboots and Evil Dead Rise. And I've rewatched that a couple times. We're getting ready to do that later again this month too. And there's so many things, subtle little details. Not every movie has this, but like these movies, for some reason, have these little subtle details and Easter eggs that you blink, you miss it, you catch it the next time, and it ingratiates you with the franchise, with the movies and the TV show. Like you feel like everybody gave a damn about this movie and this whole franchise in general that they went to this effort despite budget constraints, despite studio interference, despite Dino De Laurentiis being a total douche nozzle in the third one. That, hey, you know what? They still gave us good enjoyment and entertainment value that we revisit to this day. And this is the most underrated horror franchise of all time.
I will say, though, that in Ash versus Evil Dead in the show, they did a damn good job of making Ash look like an asshole.
And he kind of is.
And Lucy Lawless, she nailed it.
She did great for at least 2 seasons. The third season, they went weird with her character a little bit, but
it showed she had one hell of a body.
Watch Spartacus, you'll see even more hell of a body that she's got. Just saying.
But I mean, can you imagine what it'd be like if her particular character was in the first Evil Dead movie, was in this particular movie?
Well, the whole idea in the show to compare to this is that she is supposedly the child or something or other, like niece or child of the Nobis that this cabin belonged to.
She's supposed to be Annie's sister.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah. No, that's what she says. She's not, but that's what she says.
Yeah, she was lying, but the fact that she even had enough detail to do that was okay. I see what's going on here.
I see what you did there, right on the nose. That type of detail. Because I mean, I would imagine anybody who's been to that, anybody who's probably spent the night at that cottage, like, how should I put it? In the sequel, they have, they're going over to get the book, I do recall.
All right.
And in the first one, curiosity kills the cat. Ash reads the book. Dumbass. This is why, children, you do not need to learn how to read to do certain things. Anyways.
You need an audiobook.
Well, technically what he did was also do an audiobook, and that, look what happened then.
Yeah, maybe if they just use earbuds next time.
Yeah, maybe.
So.
And let's see, is there anything else that you guys like about this before we start getting to things that don't necessarily work in the Evil Dead?
I don't think so.
I hate that it ended.
That's true. So that's probably as good a spot as any. We can move on over to things that we did not like. The only thing that I'm going to say is, like, it could have been about a 5-minute longer sequence, and Bruce Campbell's voice at times was a little high-pitched. That's kind of about it for me.
Go back to that. Go back to that previous picture.
Yeah, that's all right.
She likes your thumb.
That's where it's supposed to stay.
Look at that freaking haircut he has. Oh my god.
Babyface Bruce Campbell. Oh my god.
And that was the bad for me in this picture. This is Ashley Williams. This is not Ash. This is how Ashley gets pushed into being Ash Williams. He starts out being just a normal kid wanting to get laid, with his girlfriend at the cabin. And, but he does the least amount of work in fighting the Deadites in this movie. Like this scene here, he's standing watching Scotty get fucked up or have to fuck up his girlfriend. And he's not doing anything but standing there with the axe. And you're just like, why isn't he going to chainsaw her? Or, why isn't this as action-packed as part 2? So for me, the only bad part is having seen this after part 2 and after part 3 and knowing what a badass he becomes. and then not seeing that particular type of character in this movie. But if you can get past that, it's really not that much of a problem. Ash is actually a really believable character for the most part.
I think what it is mainly is he's seeing what's going on in front of him. I think he's probably at this point in time shocked and doesn't know what to do.
Yeah. Because no one's ever seen that before.
Yeah, that's not exactly an everyday thing. It's not like you go to school and you see that happening in class and you're like, hey, teacher, oh, is this today's lesson? Yes. Yeah, I didn't study this homework. Just watch and learn. This is basically what he's going through, is watching and learning.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it does do good, because in Evil Dead 2, it's like it wakes him up, which is good.
Well, they drive him mad in part 2. They're come to a point
completely crazy
where the Deadites or the evil does its very best to push him over the edge, and he does. He goes crazy. That's when everything in the cabin starts laughing and dancing, and he starts dancing along with it. He's like,
fucking moose.
if you can't fucking beat him, join him. Yes, and he does, and he starts dancing and having a good old time, and then of course shoots the 2 holes through the door.
And he also chops his hand off. He does not do that in the first one here.
No, he does not. And I didn't realize that didn't happen. So I was kind of like, oh, okay, well.
He doesn't do that till the second one, though.
Right.
Correct.
So, but otherwise, like, Evil Dead only has the problem of not being as well marketed as part 2, or well
Correct.
mass produced as part 2. Otherwise, it's a great film. It stands alone by itself, aside from its 2 sequels.
Yeah, you could look at it like this movie absolutely is its own movie, and that's fine. The second you get Evil Dead 2, it's like, okay, Evil Dead 2, and then you think Army of Darkness immediately. Not everybody thinks Evil Dead 1, because Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness, and then everything after that is like a completely... It all kind of fits its own little like franchise and story.
Especially if you've seen Army of Darkness first and then you see Evil Dead 2, and then there's that one scene in Evil Dead 2 where they're looking through the book, and there's a picture in the book, and that picture that they show in the book is the very cover of Army of Darkness movie poster. So it's kind of like, oh, okay.
Well, when they're flipping through the pages in this first one, there's a little nod. So they sprinkle stuff out. They clearly had an idea, and it's been brought up in multiple interviews and articles. They had an idea on where they were going with everything. They largely got to most of it, and then they tried to redo it with the show, and they largely kind of got there. They never got to finish up, though. So
for the movies they got to, they had an idea and they landed it. Especially for this one, they started off with an idea with a very low budget, and they landed it and scored with a very, 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 very big amount in return.
Yeah,
absolutely. And it's pure horror. I love this. This is a fantastic movie. It's not one I rewatch all the time, but it is one I will watch like randomly, just on its own, without watching the other ones.
This is a lot like a Halloween picture. Evil Dead 2, of course, is fun, and I could watch that any day out of the year.
Mm-hmm.
But Evil Dead, the original The Evil Dead, is much more of an October type film.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Because it feels like it's in fall, even though it's in Tennessee.
Yes, absolutely.
But it is very much, it's a Halloween type film. And it's also one of those seasonal, that screams seasonal. That also, when you see the title, is just kind of like screams, stay away until October. Just lock it away in a closet, wait till October, watch it then.
Yeah, I literally don't watch any of these until October unless I have another reason to help out another show or whatever is going on.
Mm-hmm. For me, it's very much the same with the movies such as The Conjuring, Annabelle, things like that. Those movies I will only watch in October. Thank you. Any slasher film I'll watch in October, with the exception of Terrifier, which I just binge watched for the first time.
Yep.
So it's like there are little exceptions. I mean, Carrie. When I first saw Carrie, I first saw it like during the summer years ago.
I laughed at that movie so hard.
You laughed at it?
Oh, all the way through. I thought it was funny. I thought it was supposed to be funny. And everyone's like, why are you laughing? I'm like, because they're all going to laugh at you. No.
Yeah, I remember.
I don't like zealots. So when I saw that, I thought it was super funny.
So that and movies like Cujo and stuff. I don't see Cujo as a Halloween movie. Neither do I see Shining as one. I'm sorry, I don't see that one as a Halloween type.
No, those are well, The Shining's more cerebral horror for one thing, and then Cujo is more situational.
Mm-hmm.
It's not supernatural per se, even though it's the dog stands upright and does the can and pictures behind the scenes. But yeah, I don't know. Like, not a lot of movies truly frighten me to the point where I'm like, you know what, I only really feel like watching this during October, or this is good enough that it invokes that mood every single time. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, so many other horror films I watch all the time, so it's just kind of like, those are just my happy movies. I can't wait so long to watch them. And it sucks because now I've got such a large horror film collection that it's kind of like, I do have to wait until October. When I get to October, I have to pick certain franchises or certain selections out of a franchise because I don't have the time to watch everything that I want to anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Adulting.
Right? Yep. It's like, all right, how many Chucky movies am I actually going to get through this fucking season? Come on now.
What's the over-under, Kevin? Is it 5?
You know, I would love to just get through the first 4.
I want to rewatch the first 3 personally. So, but
I think one of my favorite, and I don't know why this is a Halloween movie, but at the same time, it feels like it's a Christmas movie as well. But the movie Gremlins.
Yes,
that's our Christmas movie this year, actually.
Because I say this because it takes place during Christmas, and then on top, I mean, it's scary, yes, but it takes place during Christmas, and the things that they are doing during the movie, it's just so fucking funny. I love it.
Oh yeah, I hated that movie as a kid, but I love it as an adult. So.
Same here. The second and third, and the second one was just as funny as the first, if not funnier. And I can't believe they're making a third. I don't want them to.
As long as Joe Dante's in charge, I'm down. But the cartoons have been okay so far, so I'm relatively okay with it. They've done really respectful with the story and the mythology.
Well, it's also got Steven Spielberg, who has to approve some of that stuff too. So
yeah.
Oh.
Have they? Speaking of sequels, have they said anything about any more Evil Dead movies?
Evil Dead Burns next year. So that's the next one that's coming out. They finished shooting, and I think they're working on special effects. It'll probably come out April, I think.
Huh.
So Evil Dead Burns, and then they got one more after that. Not sure what they were titling that one is, but they have a completed script now, apparently.
Oh, cool.
And that's all of these, like Evil Dead Rise, Evil Dead Burns, and then I think it's called Evil Dead Lives. I have no idea, but Bruce ain't coming back unless they do an animated version.
I gotta say, out of all the Evil Dead scenes that stuck with me the most, though, it's the one where he's going insane and everybody's in the cabin is laughing, even the fucking moose.
Yep.
The moose gets me every time.
That's fantastic. Love that. Now, we're in our final judgment segment. We're going to go around. We're going to do some overall scores and final thoughts. And Scooby, let's start with you.
I would give the overall movie a 9. It's great. It's got the creepy aspect to it. It's got, as far as a Halloween movie goes, it hits all the aspects. It's creepy. It's scary. It gives off that sense of unease. And the timing and placing is done perfectly. It's in a dark forest, middle of nowhere. And you have the perfect antagonists, the Deadites. The one thing I don't give it credit for is I wish they would have gone into the Deadites a bit more. I wish they would have, since it was the first movie, I wish they would have explained it a bit more what exactly the hell they are.
Okay, yeah.
Because to this day, I'm kind of curious towards, okay, give me a full-on definition on these things. Because I'm still a little bit, to this day, a little lost towards what the hell they are, how the hell they came to be. That is what I really want to know. You never really find out about that in the series. You don't even find it out in the Army of Darkness. It is a fun movie to watch. It has its, like I said earlier, it has its funny moments. But yes, it's very solid. It lands very well. Has a solid cast. It was done very well for what little amount of money it had. And kudos to the amount that it made.
Right on. Right on. And Kevin, how about you, brother?
You know, I want to give this a perfect score. I do, but I can't. It does have a couple faults. It's got the lower budget. It's got well, actually, it doesn't have a whole lot going against it. It's just got the lower budget and not being as well known as its sequels. So I'm going to give this one about an 8.75. It's not missing much. It's really not. It could use a little bit more on the gore, but considering what we're going to get from the creators in the next 3 movies, it's okay. We'll get a lot more blood.
The modern ones make up for it.
Yes.
Oh, and that too, yes. So
yeah.
Especially Ash versus Evil Dead. They didn't tell half the cast about the blood packs. Bruce Campbell knew, but nobody else did. So,
yeah, we have a story from Data about that a little bit on second season where she got initiated into the blood pact. So that's funny. Oh my god. For me, I'm gonna give Evil Dead about I'm gonna give it an 8.5 personally. I know that's a little bit on the low side, but I feel like it was just missing just a tick of humor, but I love the ending because it ends like Bruce can't, or I'm sorry, like Ashley can't escape the Evil Dead, and it comes charging at him in the bright of day. And I'm like, oh no, y'all thought the second daylight came up, you're all safe, and no, you're not. So
You
I
just
appreciate
assumed.
a lot that yeah, I know. Everybody assumed, and they told the audience, oh hey, once we hit the daylight, we're gonna be all safe. And so it gets me every time. There are like some like common sense things and some logic issues that go on from time to time, but none of them ever bother me except for, so when was the third building back behind the cabin and the shed? Because you don't see that until the very end of the movie. So, but I don't hate the movie. I think it's very good.
I did not notice that. Thanks. I'll have to go back and watch it so I can see what you mean.
You only need to watch about like the last like 3 or 4 minutes of the movie, basically speed up to where the spirit comes alive, and it's daylight and charges through the house, there is a third building behind everybody. It's almost like another cabin that's like depleted or dead or something.
Maybe that could be where they were holding all the stuff for a set, for the set. All the items that they needed, like sound pieces and whatnot.
Maybe that's an interesting thought. Let's see if I can make it.
They needed a place to put all their stuff, so they figured we'll make a little building on set and we can put that there. Maybe it was unintentionally there. You never know. I mean, I didn't know there was a third building, though.
I have that picture. I'm going to upload it really quick so I can show everybody. Yeah, pictures. Yeah. Upload. Come on, StreamYards. Don't fail me now. We're almost done. So, here's your 3 buildings.
Okay.
The main cabin and the shed, and this is the building at the back.
Well, the building in the back. Okay, so there's one building that has the lights on, and that's the cabin.
Way up front to the left, yep.
And the one to the right is just
the woodshed where they killed everybody.
Okay.
Where we did the deeds.
Given the size, that could, you know what that could be? An outhouse.
It could be.
Maybe.
Given the size and the shape, it could very well be an outhouse or a well shed.
Well, we can let our chat decide in the comments down below, but we are wrapping up tonight, Pup.
Yep.
Scooby Pup, you want to let everybody know where they can find you and what you got coming up next?
Well, my name is ScoobyPup01, and that is the exact same name as my channel, so it's easy to find. As towards what I got coming up, I will finally be able to get back down to my game Siren. I have been postponing it due to IRL. So tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern, I will have, first off, tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern, I will have premiere video of Scooby Pup's reviews. It'll be a live premiere, so I'll be in there, be in chat, checking it out with everyone else. Of, like I said, a review of The Conjuring with that darn kitty. And so let's see, that's Wednesday tomorrow. So Thursday at 2 p.m. I will be picking up on the video game Siren again officially. Friday, I'll also around 2 to 3 p.m. try to be doing Siren, and Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern, I will be doing Scooby Pup's podcast. My guest will be Nadia, and she and I will be covering Terrifier and slasher and possession movies because she loves slashers and possessions. I know she's a big fan of Terrifier, so. We're going to be covering those on podcast. And I will also be putting out another Scooby Pup's review in the upcoming future, so keep an eye out for that one. And yeah, that's it I got going for right now. Anybody who's welcome to subscribe or become a member or whatnot, those people should know that those that do get a chance in saying what game I will be playing in the future for my Barcades, and what it is what it is they want me to review. Like if they want me to review a particular game that I've played on a stream or movie or show or whatever, pop it in the chat, let me know, and I'll give it a shot.
Right on. And we will make sure to include all of those links in our description below. Scooby was a last minute addition to our show tonight, but thank you for showing up, Scooby. Thank you, Kevin, for suffering through. We know you're not feeling the best tonight. We're wrapping up here, brother. And unlike usual, Kevin, I will handle the outro tonight. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in to 0 Point Reviews with the Evil Dead. Next week is Evil Dead 2. This Thursday is another episode of the Stargate Files for us. So if you like Stargate SG-1, we got you covered. And we also have our Dead Wire Lives on Saturdays. We do horror, science fiction, and pop culture. We've got a little bit of news for everything you like, and what you don't like, we're last. We're unfair and we're unbiased as fuck. And also understand that next week we have Ash vs. Evil Dead Part 2, which will include a very, very, very special guest in Dana De Lorenzo. So you might want to stay tuned for that. We will see you all next time. Head on over to Scooby Pop, hit the like button down below, share and subscribe down below. We'll see you next time.
See you, boys.